Hey, you beautiful souls. You are a unique and amazing individual with strengths and qualities that this world needs to see. When you embrace your true and authentic self, it not only improves your life, but inspires and attracts those around you. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible journey of being your true self and discover how showing your authenticity can lead others to embrace and appreciate the real you even more. Imagine the freedom and joy of living each day as your true self, confident that those who matter will love and support you as you are. So to anybody who's never been here before, hi, I'm Elizabeth Blackwell, and I spent well over a decade of my life so that I can help others set sacred space and find their highest and greatest selves. So let's get into this conversation about how to embrace your authenticity. We're going to talk all about being your true and authentic self, but stick with me to the end because I'm going to give you my top 5 questions to ask yourself to figure out who your genuine self really is. So before I get into some of my suggestions about how you can embrace your genuine self, let's get into some of the benefits that you will experience when you start to embrace your authenticity. And I've broken this down into 2 categories: your personal benefits and then the advantages that you will have within your connection with others. So for the first personal benefit, it's an increased self-confidence. When we embrace our authenticity, it naturally boosts your self-confidence because you no longer feel as if you have to conform to the expectations of others. By living true to your values and expressing your genuine self, it will lead to an increased self-worth and inner strength, which will then translate into a greater confidence in all the aspects of your life. And this leads me to number 2, which is embracing your authenticity leads to a clearer sense of your purpose. By being true to yourself, you get to gain insights on what truly matters to you, allowing you to make choices and pursue goals that are aligned with your true purpose and journey. And then this leads me to number 3, which is it gives you a greater sense of fulfillment. Living authentically allows you to pursue your true passions and interests, leading to a more successful and fulfilling life. If you've stuck with me so far, please consider subscribing because this channel is all about building a community of individuals who are trying to get to that highest and greatest self. And if this video has served you so far, please consider hitting that like button. It really does help out small channels like this, helping other people find this content. And for the last of the personal benefits, at least that I'm going to mention for today, is it helps with your mental health so significantly. By embracing your true self, it will help to reduce anxiety and depression because you will no longer attach on to what other people's expectations of you are and allows you to lean into what your expectations of yourself are. So now let's get into some of the advantages that you will experience when you embrace your authentic self within connections. And the first one is you will have an easier time making new connections. I just recently did a video about how to care less about what other people think. And I'm going to link it in a card above as well as the description box down below. But one of the things that I mentioned in that video is that if you are putting on a facade or feel as if you are molding yourself to the people around you, you will constantly be nervous, whether consciously or subconsciously, that they're going to see through that mask and they're going to see the real you. And when your mind is nervous about those things, it makes it very difficult to actually connect with the individual in front of you. And they will feel that. They will know that you are not authentically there with them. This will help to alleviate that pressure of performance because you're not performing. You're just being you. When we have to put on a face, it gives away so much of our energy. When you are your true self with other individuals, then this leads to genuine connection and allows you to openly ask them questions and give them genuine responses. And this will lead to that true conversation to where they kind of think to themselves, there's just something about that person that I like. And then that leads me to the second benefit within connection is that it will lead to better communication overall. This will foster an environment of openness and honesty. When you're true to yourself, you express your thoughts and feelings more clearly and genuinely. And that will encourage others to do the same because they know you are a safe space for them to be open and authentic. Additionally, it'll help you to develop active listening and empathy, allowing you to connect further and understand their perspective. And then this leads me to my third benefit, which is when you're being your true self, it will lead to a deeper trust and respect from others. People want honesty and integrity. And even if they don't necessarily agree with you, the type of people who you want to be around will deeply respect you for staying sincere to who your true self is. Which this leads me to the last benefit, which I'm going to mention for today. There's lots more. But when you embrace your authenticity, it will lead you to connect with more like-minded individuals. Not only will they be more likely to be sincere with you, but the individuals which you will attract will be more aligned with your purpose and your journey. So how do you get to know your true and authentic self? I'm going to give you some prompts and questions that you can ask yourself that I have to call out here. This is a journey, not a destination. That it will take time and some work for you to really get to know yourself. And it will be an evolution along your journey that you will constantly get to know yourself further as you go quiet and within. And then this leads me to the second point of getting to know who you authentically are, which is you need to spend some time with yourself. If you were trying to get to know another person, you would need to spend time with them and communicate with them. It is the same here. That I know the phrase meditation does not resonate with everybody, but you don't have to sit legs crossed in Om position to go within. There are many ways for you to start conversing with your inner self. This could be going for a walk in nature or just sitting quietly with a cup of coffee, allowing you to stay within your own thoughts, keeping it resonant to you. But you've got to spend some time with yourself. Journaling is a wonderful way to go within. And actually, I highly recommend that you write out or journal or whatever resonates with you some of these questions that I suggest you ask yourself. So I am going to give you my top 5 questions to ask yourself in order to know who you really are, that I have to call out here. you have to be honest with these questions and how you answer them. I know a lot of people who expend a lot of energy trying to convince themselves they're someone different than who they really are, when in reality, that energy could be used towards building them to the person that they truly want to be. So answer them honestly so that you can know who you are, and it will help you to get to where you're going. So for the first main question, it is, what is your purpose or life goals? And so spend some time just thinking on that. But some smaller questions that you can ask yourself within this framework is one of my favorites, which is, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do and how would you spend your time? And then, what activities make you feel the most fulfilled? And then kind of the last one under this is, what would you want your legacy to be? When you're gone from this earth, how do you want to be remembered? The second question is, what are my greatest strengths? And for this one, you want to really dig deep, because I guarantee it goes way deeper than you will initially give yourself credit for. But spend some time and think, what are your greatest strengths, and how can you lean on those further within your life? Number 3 is a doozy, but you got to go there, which is, what are your greatest weaknesses? And I'm going to call out here, this is not challenges that you have had and overcome. Those go on your strengths side. But what areas of your life are you looking, or areas of yourself are you looking to improve in? And to refine this down a little bit further as well, how do those weaknesses affect your connections with others? Number 4 is, what is most important to me in life? And this one will have a variety of answers, and you have to know what's most important to you. For some people, it would be connection. For other people, it would be stability. For others, it would be growth. But you can go into each of those areas and figure out what things, people, and areas are most important to you. And then number 5, which is, what are the patterns that have been consistent throughout my life? And this one will probably be the most revealing to you, because as you start to establish what patterns have come up throughout your life, it will help to show you what were my thoughts, words, and behaviors that existed around those patterns. If it's something that has been reoccurring within your own life, it's not coming from an external source. It's coming from within. I had previously filmed an entire video about the huge changes that I experienced when I started to embrace my true and authentic self, and I'm going to link it here. So with that, I will say that I am sending you all so much light and love, and I hope you all stay well, my friends.